Before I get started with the speech, I just wanted to share something with you. First of all, we have Sedona.biz here filming this, but in addition to that, we just completed putting in a video broadcasting center here in the chamber council chamber. And if you look around, you'll see cameras all over the place. And those cameras are being operated by a company in Texas, believe it or not. And you'll see them move back and forth, and there's actually a controller in Texas that is monitoring this. Tonight we are not streaming this, and it will be going out over Channel 4 on the cable network. But tonight's kind of a dry run. We did this last night as well. But the first council meeting in July, we will actually be streaming, and you won't have to come here to watch a council meeting. How about that? Yay. That's just one of the things that the council's done in the last year, and I'll be talking about more about that in the speech. But also, how many of you know June Cornelison? Cornelison? Yeah. June called me yesterday at home, and I was actually there working on the speech. And she and her husband, I don't know if you know this or not, but they moved up to Washington. And I hadn't seen Jean for probably a year. Do we have a sound issue here?
Yes.
It seems to be squawking a little bit. But they moved up to Washington, I think, around October of last year. And she said, "Rob, it's raining and it's cold up here. I want to come home." But she moved up there because that's where her husband is from, and she wanted to basically repay the favor for allowing her to come here and be engaged in this community and the sacrifices that all the spouses make for those of us that serve. But she said, "You know, I did a State of the City 20 years ago, and I just wanted to let you know how happy and proud I am that you're doing this again." She said, "When I initially did it, I was hoping that future mayors would pick that up, never really believing that it was going to take 20 years for it to happen again." So I'm glad to actually pick this up again, and I'm hoping future mayors will do the same thing. And I hope you walk away this evening really thinking this is something that's worthwhile, and think that we should be doing it every year. So anyway, again, good evening. Thank you for being here. On behalf of the Sedona City Council, the city staff, and myself, I want to welcome you to the 2011 State of the City Address. One of the most exciting aspects of serving in government is being part of the dynamics of change. The State of the City message is an opportunity to inform you of the many changes and successes that have occurred in Sedona in the last year. The catalyst for change and success is directly related to the dynamics of our community. We live in a world-class environment, and our city is blessed with an incredibly rich mixture of human resources. Few communities of our size can claim the exceptional quality of life that we enjoy. Much of this quality of life is made possible through the commitment of our citizens as volunteers in the arts, culture, and service organizations. I would like to dedicate this State of the City message to the volunteers that selflessly give their time and energy to the benefit of our community. We are thankful for your service, and I know there are many of you here tonight that have been in service to this community. It's common practice for political leaders that deliver these types of messages to paint a rosy picture of the state of affairs, whether they are rosy or not. It's no secret that we have all endured one of the most difficult financial times in our nation's history during the last 3 years. In spite of that, I can honestly say that the state of our city is excellent. Sedona's future is looking brighter every day. We have accomplished a lot, even in these hard times. I hope you leave here tonight sharing my enthusiasm for the future of Sedona and the initiatives that we are working toward. About the same time that the present council was seated on May 25th of 2010, the economy had just started to flatten out to a new normal. The present council was faced with the task of reducing expenditures and implementing actions and programs that will provide long-term sustainable revenue. We met at an all-day retreat on June 28th of last year and established our 2-year priorities, which I will be focusing on this evening. The top priority for city staff and council is sound financial management practices. I am pleased to announce the following achievements during the last year. Due to conservative budgeting and stronger than anticipated revenue this year, the city has balanced its budget and is on track to realize over $1 million in savings in the current fiscal year, which will end on June 30th. We approved the first 5 years of a long-range plan to make the wastewater utility pay for itself. We implemented a business licensing program. We completed the first year of sales tax audits, which resulted in a 7-to-1 return on our investment. We started collecting sales tax locally through a contracted service. We created a budget oversight commission. We began a new 5-year capital planning program for a long-range view of upcoming needs and resources. We created a new evaluation process to fund the community organizations. And the Sedona Circulator was discontinued on June 5th, which will result in a savings of $85,000 per year. Correspondingly, ridership on the Verde Links transit system has increased 77% year to date. As I mentioned earlier, the economy has appeared to bottom out and shows some signs of improvement. The good news is that our local sales tax revenues through April of this year, as compared to April 2010, have increased by approximately 8%, while expenditures in the city have decreased by approximately 11%. We could not have achieved these goals without support and collaboration from the business community, the Chamber of Commerce, and our residents. I want to thank the staff in the Finance Department for their commitment and hard work. I also want to thank the Budget Oversight Commission members for their recommendation and input that helped shape our new budget. By doing more with less, we have accomplished a balanced and healthy budget without eliminating any essential services. This has been achieved in spite of aggressive cuts in state shared revenues from their legislature this year. I appreciate everyone's support for these important initiatives that have helped solidify a strong foundation that will sustain Sedona long into the future. These financial incentives will ensure that our business community continues to thrive while our residents maintain a high quality of life. Another council priority is a strong commitment to sustainability. It is now a city goal to become a leader in sustainable practices that integrate current sustainability measures and look for practical and realistic solutions regarding the conservation of our resources. To achieve this goal, the Council created a Sustainability Commission. This is an exciting new undertaking that has generated a great deal of interest throughout our community. The Commission and Council have worked together to establish short and long-range goals. A few highlights of what the Commission may be working toward includes to encourage green building and energy-saving concepts through a comprehensive overview of our various city codes. To increase community commitment to recycling through education, policy, and infrastructure development. To work with our new bicycle coordinator to enhance and promote Sedona as a bicycle-friendly community. To create a community garden and other food production ideas. To work toward a dark sky city designation and to evaluate and implement water conservation and reuse policies. The ability for our city to be successful in promoting sustainable measures in the long term is entirely dependent on community acceptance and involvement. In order to assure that the community is involved and engaged in their government, we reviewed our current communication practices in order to incorporate new mediums to better reach Sedona's population. We are working to continuously improve methods for public communication, outreach, and education. A few examples of initiatives and programs that we have been working on include neighborhood listenings that provide a forum for council to solicit community concerns and suggestions. Video broadcast and internet streaming of council meetings that will make it easier for the public to view council proceedings from the comfort of your own home. A Citizens Academy that provides a format for council and staff to interact with citizens, provide in-depth information about how the city works, and generate public interest in volunteering for boards and commissions and a mayor position. We have increased our efforts to keep the public informed with factual information and have attempted to be proactive in counteracting misinformation. And the city website has been updated to be more user-friendly and informative. Thank you to the Information Technology Department for taking the lead in creating the new website. We're also working to collaborate with other municipalities across the state. The city has increased its presence at the state capitol by dedicating existing staff time to monitor and engage in legislative action in Phoenix. As the mayor of Sedona, I serve on the executive board for the League of Arizona Cities and Towns, and I am a voting member of the Greater Arizona Mayors Association. Another part of civic engagement and outreach is our emphasis on broad public input for the community plan update. Our hope is that an unprecedented level of citizen input will inspire visionary ideas and goals that will have long-term viability. To accomplish this goal, the Council created a Citizen Steering Committee and has formulated a variety of strategies to assure greater citizen input into the community plan process. The community plan update is a vitally important process that creates a 10-year vision for our city. It is a blueprint for the current and future councils. Its purpose is to assure that the community develops and grows that is in alignment with our citizens' wants and needs. I thank the Citizen Steering Committee, all of the city commissions, as well as the staff from various departments that will continue to make the update a priority in the next year and a half. Our wastewater treatment system has been the single largest capital project in the city's history. The council has been working with staff to create clear policies and strategies for upgrades, new extensions, cost recovery, and management for the system. Some of the actions that have been taken during the last year include: we have created more flexibility in our policy for sewer connection requirements. We're in the final design phase and have started construction on improvements that will upgrade the water coming out of the treatment plant and provide new modes of disposal and reuse. These modes may include a series of constructed wetlands and injection wells, which will dramatically improve the sustainable use of our water resources. The wastewater division is preparing its second inspection cycle of the city's entire gravity wastewater collection system. This inspection is done every 5 years and proactively identifies repairs that need to be made. We have also substantially completed the upgrade of the major wastewater pump stations. The project was completed for approximately $1 million under budget. Speaking of the wastewater plant, I would like to acknowledge the Employee of the Year, Kelly Parlin, who is the Chief Plant Operator. Congratulations to Kelly. Kelly, are you here? We did acknowledge Kelly last night. She was here for that. One of the most controversial and contentious debates that have faced our country, or our community, and our country, it appears, during the last 4 years is the issue of safety on State Route 89A. The council and staff have worked diligently to seek options for a wide range of safety measures as an alternative to continuous roadway lighting. I want to personally thank City Attorney Mike Gomerick, the legal department, as well as the city manager, Tim Ernster, and the city manager's department for their extraordinary efforts through this entire process. At the June 17th State Transportation Board meeting, the board voted unanimously to proceed with the installation of continuous roadway lighting on State Route 89A once the route transfer agreement expires on June 30th. It now appears that ADOT will retain ownership of the roadway. The city's continued goal is to ensure that the community has a voice in the improvements and the future of State Route 89A. Staff and council are moving forward from this divisive issue with the spirit of compromise and a commitment to working together as a community. At this point, I would like to redirect my comments from council priorities to the many achievements that have been accomplished by the various city commissions, city departments, and individual staff members. The Historic Preservation Commission is moving forward with plans for the Arizona Centennial Celebration activities. A Sedona Centennial Quilt Project and a lecture series will be major components of the celebration in Sedona. The Sedona Annual Quilt Show was named as an official state-sanctioned project. Additionally, the Commission has designated 2 properties in Sedona as local historic landmarks in the last year. I want to recognize the Arts and Culture Commission and the Art in Public Places Committee for the great job that they did in facilitating the selection process for the Art in the Roundabouts project. The selected artwork, being created by Kim Corey and Ken Rowe, will be an inspirational addition to the Sedona landscape. This project was named as an official Arizona Centennial Legacy Project by the state. The Commission is continuing its commitment to making Sedona a city animated by the arts. The Housing Commission and staff were awarded 2 Arizona State Planning Awards for affordable housing initiatives. Sedona had the distinction of being the only city in the state to win 2 awards at the conference. The Housing Commission continues its efforts to make a safe and affordable housing available to all Sedona citizens. The Police Department, through their traffic enforcement and education efforts, contributed to a 13.4% reduction in traffic collisions between 2010 as compared to 2009. They have also been instrumental in making Sedona one of the safest communities in the state. I would like to acknowledge and congratulate Police Sergeant Jim Pott for his promotion and Officer Bill Hunt for his award of Officer of the Year. The Parks and Recreation Department, in conjunction with the Commission, has done a fantastic job of upgrading our park facilities and grounds. They have worked with the school district to rebuild and upgrade the Sedona Community Pool. Dark sky compliant lighting has been installed at the Posse Ground ball fields, and major improvements have been made to the Sunset Park tennis and basketball courts. Also, many new community recreational programs have been initiated. The clerk's office updated the format of the council agendas and the agenda bills with a new online council packet that is easily accessible by our residents. They have done an amazing job of increasing the efficiency and productivity of the clerk's office while being challenged with the shortage of staffing. The community development staff worked in conjunction with the legal department and planning and zoning commission to update the land development code by reviewing and improving commercial building height and massing rules. They also established guidelines for the recently passed medical marijuana ordinance. And I know John O'Brien's really looking forward to that. I couldn't help it, John. They are taking a leading role on the community plan update process and assisting the Citizen Steering Committee for the community plan update. They're also staffing the newly formed Sustainability Commission to help the city become a local and national leader in sustainable practices. In addition, they played a lead role in creating the new capital improvement program. Our Public Works Department has completed the first phase of the Harmony Windsong drainage system at a cost of $1,845,000. The design is nearly complete on phases 2 and 3, and the construction will begin in the near future. 8 miles of city roads were paved and 4 major city parking lots were repaved. Additionally, 37,000 lineal feet of sidewalks were constructed during the State Route 179 project, and 4 miles of medians were added. The City Manager's Office received the Community Partner Award from Northern Arizona University for its creation of a new internship program for undergraduates interested in local government. The first intern was hired in January and assigned to the Community Development Department to work on sustainability issues. I was going to say smoking pot. The city has hired a volunteer bicycle coordinator. Dave Singer has done an amazing job in a short period of time. We have already been designated as a bronze bicycle-friendly community. Our school district completed construction of a state-of-the-art performing arts center and has held several successful events at the new facility. The city looks forward to working with the school district to bring world-class entertainment to Sedona. We have made progress with our goals to engage the interfaith community through our 4-Hour City program. This is a grassroots level organization comprised of city, business, and interfaith representatives that network and collaborate to create more collective involvement in community issues. I also want to mention how proud I am of Sedona's residential and business communities for meeting the challenges of this great recession with resilience and fortitude. We have an unprecedented group of volunteers that provide the City Council with important input through their service on commissions, committees, and task force. Police volunteers and park rangers augment the police and parks departments. The Visitor Center, Library, Humane Society, Main Street Program, and even the Red Rock State Park would not be able to operate at such a high level of excellence without the support of the community and its dedicated volunteers. I must recognize the Sedona Chamber of Commerce for its leadership in the marketing efforts that enhance the vitality of our community. The city is grateful for our partnership, and we appreciate the many times they have helped us to reach out to the business community on new city initiatives. We couldn't have continued at the pace we did over the past year without the leadership of the Sedona City Council and their dedicated service to our city. I would like to have them stand so that we can thank them. Vice Mayor Cliff Hamilton. Councilor Mark D'Annunzio. Councilor Barbara Luttrell. Councilor Dan McElroy. Councilor Dennis Rayner, and Councilor Mike Ward. Thank you. We have another election coming up in less than a year. I have faith that the city can continue its strong legacy of leadership with an exceptional group of candidates that will lead Sedona into the future. We must continue our policy of conservative budgeting and fiscal discipline. We must do this through an efficient and lean government that has a transparent budget and encourages citizen oversight. We also have to remain diligent in monitoring our state legislature. We must be relentless in advocating for our fair portion of shared revenue. And we must fight to ensure that our city and every other city and town in Arizona retains the right to self-govern in a way that fits our local community, not a one-size-fits-all approach that has been set by the legislature this year. We must continue to forge and nurture strong partnerships with our business community, our school district, and our fire district. Through these partnerships, we must focus on making our city the standard of excellence in serving the needs of the citizens and visitors alike. We must continue to fund important programs and projects that will enhance and support our quality of life and provide for the health, safety, and welfare of our citizens. However, this must be tempered with fiscal accountability and transparency. We must be good stewards of the environment that we are privileged to live and work in, and strive to be a world leader in sustainable practices. We must support the arts and culture community that animates our city and strive to create our own model as an arts destination. We must encourage our citizens to be engaged and active in their own government. Most importantly, we must be prepared to move beyond the status quo and into the future with a strong vision and unity in our goals. In conclusion, I am confident that Sedona is prepared to meet these challenges. Collectively, we have the opportunity to move Sedona in a new direction, to be a community that reflects its world-class environment. No matter what the challenges or differences of opinion regarding the issues, we must work together as a community for the greater good of Sedona. Before I finish, I want to thank my wife, Christine, for being my biggest supporter. You are my friend. You are my friend, my confidant, and my rock. As they say, don't run for office if your wife won't vote for you. She's undecided about any future service. Thank you, Christine. I love you. I also want to thank all of the spouses of the City Council for the sacrifices that you have made in order to support your husband and wife's service to our city. Thank you all for attending the State of the City address. I wish you and everyone in this great city abundant health, prosperity, and happiness in the upcoming year. Thank you.